Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Realms, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Criterion Collection version of the 1932 German film entitled Vampyr. This film comes from Carl Theodor Dreyer, which is most known for Passion of Joan of Arc, which he did a few years before this. But for those of you that don't know anything about this film, it tells a story of Alan, what's his name here? Alan Gray, which is... He studies the occult. Like, he's really big on studying demons and vampires and stuff like that, and it takes him to this town called VAMPYR, I believe that's how you say it, and he takes a room for the night there, and he ends up seeing all this bizarre stuff. There's just very weird things going on in this town, and he ends up running across this woman named Leon, which has just been bitten by a vampire. And, you know, Alan, along with Leon's sister, Giselle, they spend their time trying to figure out what happened to her. They try to get to the bottom of the story and trying to help her get better. That's really the premise of Vampyr. Now, this is a shorter film. It's only 73 minutes long, black and white, of course. And, you know, this was actually Dreyer's first film that he did with talking in it. And it's nearly a silent film. I mean, it has a lot of silent film qualities to it, like how, you know, you have the title cards pop up that are saying what's going on in the story, then it'll go to something else, and then later on it'll come back to the title card. So in that aspect, it is like a silent film, but there is talking in this. It's sporadically, it pops up only every now and then, and from what I hear, it had to do with there being different versions, like translations of the film being made between French and German, so he didn't want to put a lot of dialogue in there and have to redo a lot of this stuff, so that's why it is how it is. But it really works. I think the film, by not having a lot of talking in it, it really sets the atmosphere and tone to this film that's just amazing. And guys, you know, when I finished this film, the very first thing that came to mind, actually it was hitting me as the film was going on, I was thinking, why in the hell do not more genre fans talk about this? Like, you know, you hear about Nosferatu, the Draculas, the Frankenstein, you know, all that stuff, you know, for people that like films from this time period. But I honestly only know like 2 people that's even ever mentioned this film at all, and I just think it's so amazing when I watch it, like, that there's not more of a fan base for this film, because honestly, this is one of the most atmospheric and creepy films that I've ever seen in my life. Like, it is just so amazing. The cinematography, the look of this, the feel, and, like, you know, like I said, without the dialogue and the way it really sets a tone by not having so much of that in there, it's just, I don't understand how this film does have more of a fan base. And maybe it's just the availability, I don't know, because I really don't know much about this film besides, you know, this Criterion release. I'm sure there's other versions of it out there. But regardless, you know, I just really enjoyed it a lot. Like, there's some really, the way it's shot is just really creepy, and like the effects for the time, like these ghostly images that it shows, like somebody walking is supposed to be a ghost and you can see directly through them. Just totally unheard of for this time. I don't really know of anything from this time period that did things like that. And like a lot of like use of shadows and like dancing shadows and stuff in this film. It's just really incredible. Fog and just crazy stuff like that. And, you know, I've heard beforehand, before I watch this, I did read up and see some people mentioning about the transfer on this not being good. Like, I heard a few people complaining about it, but I looked into that a little bit further, and apparently when the film was shot, the cameraman opened one of the containers of film before they filmed and shot with that, and, you know, that's a big no-no, being exposed to air. But once it was done, the director Carl, he saw how it looked and he loved it. He loved the real extreme grainy quality it gave to it, and like how it almost, you know, looked like it faded out at times. So he decided to shoot the entire film like that. So it definitely has this, I mean, you know, it already has 80 years working against it, but also, you know, that overexposure of the film really gives it a different look. Now, I think that it really adds to it. I can totally see why the director did that, because it certainly adds to the atmosphere of the film. Now, the thing is, I thought the transfer, like, actually cleaned up good. I watched a lot of films from this time period, And you know, one of the things me and my wife Selena were talking about, you know, she said it best. It almost looks like a film that was shot today and made to look old, with the grain and the lines put over it, kind of like a grindhouse type deal. And I totally agree with that. It really did. Like I thought it looked really good for a film that old. And then plus, there's something at the beginning where it says like they did not have like a full print of this film. It was they only found like pieces of the actual film print. So I mean, they had, you know, it's crazy that they were even able to do this release. But you know, as always, Criterion really went all out with this, and this is probably one of the best sets I have seen them release. Just absolutely amazing. This is just like a I don't know what kind of finish it is, just a smooth finish to it. And then you open it up here. I'll show you this first. Really, really cool, man. 2-disc set. That's an amazing scene from the film. And then you got this book here of essays. You got your film. A couple different versions of the film too. The original film with the German, like the German title cards with the English subtitles over it. And then there's a new version, which is the one that I watched, that actually goes back and changes those title cards to English. And it's supposed to be a lot better of a translation also. So you have two versions of the film, a commentary, then you have all kinds of extras here, documentaries. There's the back. It's very cool. And then it also comes with a full book, which has the original shooting script in it, and then also the story that this movie was influenced by, and that is called In a Glass Darkly, from 1872. So awesome. I mean, just awesome stuff, guys. You really can't go wrong with this version. Highly recommend it. This film, guys, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, you know, I you know, maybe getting overexcited about this from loving it so much, seeing it the first time. But I really think it deserves that 10 out of 10 rating, guys, because all the films I've seen out of this time period, this one is, I mean, it's right up there with the best, if not the best that I've seen out of this period. I mean, it just, I mean, I would, as many times I've seen Nosferatu, it's kind of hard for me to say this, but I would almost say this is probably creepier than Nosferatu, and even a better film just in general. And that's just from one time watching it. So I can't imagine how much I'm going to come to love this film over the years, watching it multiple times, because it's definitely one that I'll revisit a lot. But horror fans, go out and watch this film. Don't let, you know, the old black and white film distract you from this, because, you know, I understand that not everybody enjoys films like that, but guys, this film, it's the best for that reason. Like, it really makes this film so much better by the time period it was shot in. It really fits this film, and it's just so amazing. I could not recommend this one more. Check it out, guys. You know, right now Criterion has their sale going on. I picked up this deal for $20. I mean, this is just such an amazing box set that is just jam-packed full of stuff. Criterion really went all out for this. So yeah, guys, that's VAMPYR. I'm Jason. I appreciate you guys watching. Have a good one. Later.